I'm building a tiny vacation home on wheels.
Shut up and sit down.
Okay, the nightmare of trying to find somewhere to park. So I'm hiking to the Delicate Arch, and there's this little, like, most optimistic sign. It's not like there's anywhere else to go. I mean, can't go that way. I only have to go up here. So here it is. Here's something. Looks like an arch. I'm like way up. I'm like way higher than I should be. It echoes. I think this is just a cave. Just kind of cool. Can climb up there. Yeah, this is just the cave. I think the Delicate Arch is a bit further down. Of course, I can't get down this way. So go all the way back here and then down where those people are and then walk across here. So it's just basically just a mass expanse once you get up the top here. About a 1.5 mile hike. Pretty cool. Not the nicest drivers in Moab, so it's kind of like a Disneyland, so I don't know. But not really my favorite of the 5. Although I've only been to 4. I haven't been to Zion, which I'll do on this trip. But no, some guy almost like slammed into me, like jumped the lane. He was like trying to race in front of people and then go into head-on traffic and flip me off. And I was like, really, sir? And the guy was like in this, you know, super old guy. I was like, this is a national park that's a privilege, not your right. And so the ranger like pulled him over and told him that, you know, kind of just gave him a slap on the wrist. Quite honestly, I don't think someone like that should be allowed to drive around the park, especially when there's so many people. It's actually not that busy today. It's a Tuesday, but still it's like, I don't know. There's not a lot to do. I mean, I guess you can like ride your bike, but the hikes, I mean, everyone does the same, like 3 or 4 hikes. So I'm looking forward to Canyonlands and Capitol Reef. I don't think it's going to be as busy as the other, like as busy as this one. And then Zion might just be a nightmare. I might not even be able to get into Zion. So we'll see. So this is the Delicate Arch. I'm looking for the angry death metal arch, which is not here. So let's see. Oh, there it is. The delicate arch hike was super fun. I didn't get to do that last time because I was traveling with someone that basically just goes to the entrance of everything and snaps a picture and says he did a park. So thankfully I enjoy actually exploring every place that I go and not just like taking one photo and then claiming that I've seen it. So anyway, so that was nice. Now it's pouring with rain and I'm just driving to the end of the park to Devil's Garden campground, I guess, and then I'm just going to turn around and go find the BLM land, which is Bureau of Land Management. Now I had booked a Harvest Host which was like 40 miles away, but then Canyonlands is like right next door to Arches, so I figured I'll just do the boondocking here in MOAB because I actually passed the area and it looks pretty decent. It doesn't look very busy, and you know, basically I just need a place to park my van. I don't really need to set up like a tent or anything, and since it's raining it'll be nice to kind of stay close to town. I don't really know the other place that I had booked, not very familiar with it, and it's like way south and I'd have to come back this way tomorrow morning. So I would like to go to Canyonlands and Capitol Reef tomorrow. I might do Bryce. I'm not entirely sure. It does seem a little bit too Disneyland with like busloads of people. But I am actually, you know, gonna try to do Zion. Now, this is the campground here. In the national parks, it's first come, first served, which is funny because it's like, I'm not actually setting up a tent, I'm just parking. So, can I just park and like sleep overnight? Anyway, it doesn't look like it's busy because it's really horrible weather. But generally you're supposed to pay like at a pay station or pay at the entrance. So I'm not entirely sure. It just says the campground's full, but I guess like you would have to pay for a camp spot. Even if like all you need is a parking space, you still have to pay. So anyway, yeah, super nice. Weather is like 45 degrees, so it's not too busy, but like I said before, or maybe I'm not going to use that clip, I don't know. People are not very nice here when it comes to driving. It's generally like the older population, and they seem to be a little arrogant and like rush through. Like somebody cut me off at the entrance and I was like, dude, like you just jumped 2 lanes, you were illegally parked, you jumped 2 lanes and you cut in front of me and I veered into head-on traffic, and the park ranger was like, she called the other park ranger and she talked to him and was like, you can't be doing that in the park. I mean, you know, and it was some old guy and then he flipped me off and I was like, really? Like, this is not okay. It's a privilege to go to this park, to any national park. It's not a right. You don't get to like, you know, potentially cause a collision. And I can't exactly slam my brakes on because I've got a whole house behind me. So anyway, he was just a little rude. But they took care of it and they just told him like, you need to just not, you know, you need to just calm down and just be like patient. I get it. Everyone's driving a far place. I drove from Colorado to get here, but it doesn't mean that you know, potentially caused a collision at the entrance. So that was kind of scary, but it happens, you know, a little bit. It's just, and then they, you know, when they're wrong, they flip you off. And I'm like, that's not how life works. You don't break like 6 laws in 3 minutes, you know, and then put someone else in danger and then, you know, continue to be rude to them. Be accountable for your actions. Be a responsible driver. Anyway, all right, well, I'm going to go, it's too busy up here at the end of the park, so I'm going to go down to the windows, which I've already been to, and I'll show you those pictures. Yeah, that was like 1.5 years ago, and then now I'm just going to go find my place to stay tonight before it gets too dark and too wet. this is my BLM campground for the night. It's called Cowboy Campground, and it's just south of Moab, about, you know, maybe not too far, maybe 10 or 15 minutes away from Canyonlands, so that is really good. It's BLM land, meaning that you can stay here up to 14 days. Somebody has a fire, I don't want to park next to them. But anyway, there's a bunch of different boondockers, no trailers, so it doesn't look like there should be any RVs here. I don't think you're supposed to light a fire. I don't know. That doesn't seem like it's allowed. There's pretty much a pretty strict fire ban in these parts. So yes, I'm just going to go find a place to park. Hopefully there's a spot that's open, and we'll see. If not, I'll just have to make up a spot. I don't know. Okay, so I'm finally at a resting spot after somewhat of a nightmare. I heard nightmares about Moab, so people aren't very, like, I look horrible, sorry. People aren't very nice here, like, for the most part. I don't know, it's just got a weird vibe. And I've been here before, and I didn't spend very much time here previously. So I found a really good dispersed parking or camping spot, and then it turned out that it was actually a paid lot, and all the spots were full, even though there was tons and tons of room. I probably could have just parked, but I'm trying not to do anything illegally. So then I found another dispersed parking space, and when I got there, this Sprinter van pulled up next to me. I'd seen them around, and they pulled up and then just like waved at me, and I was like, oh, I don't know these people, you know? So I decided that that wasn't really a spot I wanted to stay at. So I left, and I went all the way to like another spot and realized that they were following me. And I stopped again and they waved at me. And I was like, no. Like, I can't babysit anyone tonight. I'm a solo traveler. Like, I don't know these people. You know, I'm trying to be stealth and all this. I don't need like, you know, humonga Sprinter next to me. So anyway, so I ended up just like, I don't know, getting ornery. I was like, you know what, this could be fun. So I took them on a cat and mouse chase, or wild goose chase, and I basically went down one dirt road, and they followed me, and I turned around and went down another dirt road, and I was heading back to Moab anyway, and I was like, oh, let me see if they're following me again. And then I did a donut, and then I went back on the main road, and then I ended up just going back to Moab and found another spot that was free. Like, it's a trailhead, like the bike path trailhead. But then I pulled into this one that's for like the Bar M chuck wagon, and it's like $2. So I only had 5. So I put $5 in the envelope and wrote a note on there with my license plate and said, hey, by the way, I don't have any change, but here's $5. And I'm parked next to an RV, and it's on the highway, so it should be fine. I mean, at this point, it's like almost 9 o'clock, and thankfully that weird couple that was like van stalking me, like, there has to be an etiquette. Like, you can't just like join a convoy without like permission. Like, I will do convoys, but like not today. Like, you're not my convoy. Weird people. I'm sure they were nice, but like, you know, I'm trying just to kind of like park on my own, you know, like eventually if I'm at some kind of get together, that's fine. But like, they were like literally following me down every road I took them down. No, not cool. Like, not cool. You know, like, find your own places. I don't mind if someone parks next to me once I'm there, but the fact that they followed me to like 6 different spots and then kept waving and smiling, like, no, like, that was, I mean, I'm friendly and stuff, but that was just a little too invasive. Like, you know, they'll find a place, I'm sure, but not the one I'm going to. Being British, I really like Marmite. Oh, hang on a minute. Marmot. What the heck's a marmot? Do you even know? I don't even know what that is. Okay, that's a marmot. Okay, thank you, Wikipedia.